Well, good morning, Chit Chat Kit Kat. So what's going on this morning? Well, huge announcement by 45. He is yet again releasing NFTs. Yes. Because what? What does the billionaire need? Cha-ching! Money. But again, you know, they're just as pathetic as the first bunch. Yes. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and pull some cards and just see, you know, how is this going to go? This second level of NFTs. Now he says, you know, I could have raised the price on them and they'd sell, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to give you this batch the same as the last batch. Okay. Then he does a Freudian slip and says that he's not a good guy. Yes. So first he toots his own horn, and then he says basically that he's pretty failing, obnoxious. Okay, but let's look. We're going to pull the cards. I'm not going to do the Kipper this time, just my Lenormand and my Tarot. And so what is coming up with this? What's going on with his latest batch of NFTs? And if you buy 47 of them, yes, 47 or 45, that you can get a ticket to go have a dinner at Mar-a-Lago with the president. Now, I guarantee you're not going to get to sit at his table. They're going to probably put you in the, out back there somewhere. But you could say you were in the same room with this reprehensible troll. Okay, so, yeah, good luck with that. So let's see what we have. Going into it, this is something new. Okay, is it really new? It's a recycling of the old grift. Going on now, he needs some way to go forward, okay? With all the bills that he's got, it's not doing well. At the center, more obstructions. He's trying to find a way still to clog things up. We have the challenges to community. Are they going to buy this again? And the clarification is, this is just another door forward for him. He thinks this is going to open up stuff. You know what? Instead of pulling the Tarot, I think I'm just going to continue to use the Lenormand, and let's see what we get. So as far as something new, above it, we have the people, his MAGA people. And this is his long-term path that he's got. Again, trying to con the MAGA crowd out of more grifting money. He's looking at the path now and trying to get more people to move, especially younger people, because the NFTs, and trying to convince them this is some sort of a document, some sort of tradable thing that they have, because he's talking about, you can trade them and you can make money on them and, all of it, which is just, you're going to trade what? That you've paid for something that doesn't really exist, that you don't own. There's no hard copy of it. Okay, it's floating around out there. So when we come to the center of it, the obstruction, above it is the keys, and the message, okay? So again, he's trying to put out this message. It's not really about benefiting anybody, but it's another tactic to make money so that he can pay for more lawyers, more than likely, and maybe just pay some of his bills. When it comes to the challenge of the community, his promises, empty promises, and that these are actually worth something, you know. But yeah, that's a dark fallacy, okay? These things are not really worth anything. It's just another ephemeral con. So when it comes to clarification of the door, we've got the fireworks going above it. And the foundation is people are waking up, okay? So I don't think it's going to be as successful. Underneath of it is the heart of it. It's not going to be as successful as the first ones that he put out. Maybe they bought into the con a little more with the first batch, but I think this batch, he's not going to do as well with it. Yeah, I just see the mountain in the center of it, the obstruction, the difficulty. So when it comes to bringing forward the key message of this, okay, so it doesn't look like it's going to go well at all. This dark element, people are waking up to it. As far as this money at the end of the rainbow, there, fireworks with that, yeah, no, not happening. Always looking for a new path forward, a new grift to do with the people. How can he pull in these younger people as well? Because, younger ones are more into the computer savvy stuff versus his older MAGA people, okay? So yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to go well for him when it comes to this latest grift that he's trying to put into place. Now, he was also putting out a video of, the things he's going to do, all the things that he was going to do, which, of course, he's done nothing that he ever said he would do. Just, again, a lot of empty promises about, we need to get these homeless people off the street. It's horrible. It's terrible that all these homeless people are on the street, etc. But really, he doesn't have any plan, because everybody that's on the street is on drugs, etc. Well, that's not true. A lot of people are in the streets because they can't afford rent. Why is that? Because of his, reprehensible buddies that are buying up the properties, that are raising the rents to astronomical amounts that people can't afford. So we've got people homeless on the street. Does this bozo take any of that into consideration? Absolutely not. So I think I'm going to pull some cards on this as far as this homeless problem. And let's just look and see what the cards say about the homeless problem. Should we look at it from the aspect of 45 and his delusional ideations about it? We could. Let's see if they will tell us about his delusional ideas and what's actually going on with the homelessness. Now, again, we know that a lot of it is people just have, because of COVID, lost jobs, had a lot of difficulties, and then we have them raising the rent, skyrocketing, and we have these corporations, et cetera, buying up all these homes and putting them on the market at inflated prices, and people just got priced out of their homes. So going into it, yeah, the wealthy men. Oh, isn't that a surprise? Because of the wealthy men. They're the problem behind this. Pricing people out of existence. If you don't, you're not willing to pay your workers enough money to even pay rent, what does that say? Okay, that's at the heart of it. The heart of the problem are these wealthy men, okay, that are pricing people out of existence. We have the working poor that are really working poor. They're living in their car or homeless and carrying on jobs. So not everybody out there is on drugs, okay? So above it, people are tied up, okay? People are just simply, to the nth degree, having difficulties because of these guys' actions, because of their mentality, because they are not for the people at the heart of it. They don't care. They don't give a rat's ass about people. All they care about is making what? Money. And so they're pricing people out of existence. So what we have going on now, let's see what we have. Adjudication. A lot of people now, this adjudication could be, again, they're being evicted. Things are happening in their life, and we need to look at the long term, the deeper issues with this, the deeper information about what's going on, what's being offered, okay, how it's being offered, or even if anything is being offered. We need to look at this adjudication, and we need to look at it also out of compassion and see that people need to be helped in order to be able to get back into homes and back into their lives, okay? So at the center of it, we have the privileged lady, okay? The person of privilege, fireworks, okay? So again, these are the wealthy ones, and they just don't care, okay? Fireworks, because they will take, again, strong action. But people need to stand up and speak out, okay? Now, I don't know if some of the women behind this are wanting to stand up and do something to make it better, okay? That could be part of it behind the scenes as well. Maybe some of the privileged ladies are going to finally stand up and do something, want to do something, to talk about how horrendous this is. Now, if you keep pricing everybody out of homes, who's going to rent them? Who's going to buy it? Not everybody is wealthy. So this may come back to bite some of these guys in the behind. The challenge is the journey going forward, okay? The challenge is, where are we going with this? Okay? The dark truth, looking at the unpalatable reality that's going on with the housing market, what's being birthed in America, okay? How it's affecting people, how it's affecting families, okay? So we need to look at this. We're in the midst of this journey, and what are we going to do? Are we going to have some judgments coming down that are going to benefit people eventually? Or is it going to continue to be these wealthy men that are pricing people out of homes, out of their life? Okay? The clarification is the house. Okay? The home. Now this could be a lot of different things. So let's pull it could be the housing market. It could be, sometimes this is my thing for the White House, the government, the presidents, etc. It could be real estate markets. It could be where you live. So let's see what we have with this. A divergent path. Okay. So we have the journey now, the hard truth, the hard, darker elements, looking at the housing market and the divergent path that it's gone, okay? The Pandora's box that this has created, and the hidden things that need to come to light. So let's see what's under it. What's under it is this stuff happened rapidly. And it's going to have consequences, okay? Endings because of the past, okay? And there needs to be new action, new understanding that needs to be put into place. There needs to be somebody in charge, willing to start moving this forward out of strength when it comes to this buying and selling and drama with people. Okay? So, again, let's look and see what we have here that's moving this. Okay? That's driving this. So underneath of it, what's driving all of this, underneath of everything, is this wheel. The wheel is turning, the karmic wheel. There needs to be an end to the strength when it comes to dealing with people, okay? So I would say that this has to do with they're not benefiting people, but again, this difficult time, they're putting endings in place when it comes for people being able to just live a nominal life, just to have a roof over their head and food in their stomachs. So let's break down the other part, what's driving this. This is what's being birthed in America and the hidden things, okay? What they're doing to the people of America with their ideology of those of wealth, not caring about humanity, etc. So let's look at this. What do we have? We don't have any pentacles in this one, which would be your daily life, monetary stuff, etc. This is more of an ideology, emotional thing, an ideology. So again, going into it with what's being offered. This is the overturning of compassion. There needs to come more compassion into place when it comes to family, the dark truth of it, and the Pandora's box that's being created because of the greed of these people that are just looking out for themselves, and I can make all this money, and pricing people out of the market. Because mentally we have the wealthy man that's tying people up and just, again, putting into place these restrictions, and this needs to be brought to the surface and talked about. And there needs to be, again, movement of power taking control of some of this. Now, maybe the privileged lady here is somebody, I don't know, in Congress or somebody elevated position that's going to bring more attention to this, the fireworks of it, and want to see more control put in place when it comes to the deeper issues of adjudication, etc. At the heart of it are these wealthy men, corporations, etc., that are pricing people out of the market. We need to look at the darker aspects of the journey, what's taking place, and the divergent path that has happened with the housing market. So this is, again, something that really needs to be looked at and taken care of, because people need to live. So let's hope somebody steps up to the plate and starts looking and delving deeper into this and rectifying it. Because if you keep, pushing people out of their homes where they can't live, they can't even have a roof over their head, they can't have the minimal things of food in their stomach, a roof over their head. They're not asking for the world. They're not asking for mansions. They're just asking to have basic things to live, for Pete's sakes. When you have greed that's that bad, that they're willing to put people on the street to line their pockets, this is something that really needs to be rectified. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here, and we need to wake up as a people. That's why I said, we need to go and look at the history of the time when people, employers, etc., saw their employees as a family, and the obligation was to take care of the family. And if you take care of your workers will take care of you. But what's happened, they've gotten greedy, and they don't care now for anyone but themselves, and workers are a dime a dozen, okay? They come and go, and so this has become such a toxic situation that really needs to be rectified soon. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you online.